In the last video, we looked at a traffic sign. Leo, which is turn, sai, left, right will be qua, mua, when, plopai, safe. So the translation isn't quite accurate, but it's the same meaning. And I thought it would be interesting to do another video looking at some more driving vocabulary. Some signs are graphical. They're recognised internationally, and therefore you don't need to be able to read any Thai. These ones came from the book I had to study for my motorbike licence. I guess this is equivalent to the UK Highway Code. When I got my car licence years ago, it was really easy. I just showed them my UK licence, did a few eyesight tests, and they gave me a licence. Getting a motorbike licence was a lot more involved. I had to watch hours of video, I had to do a written test, and I had to do a driving test. All in all, it took me about 4 days to get my motorbike licence. Thailand has the second most dangerous roads in the world. The Thais are aware of this and they want to improve things. So what they've done is just make the driving test a lot more difficult. But what they won't do is take action against the reckless drivers who have already got licences. But getting back to signs, some signs are graphical, some signs are just in Thai, and some signs will have an English translation, but the translation may not always be very clear. What does right next to the car mean? Well, I haven't a clue what that means, but if you read the Thai, it says, Hai ro tang qua, bygone. So hai tang, hai is give, tang is way, so give way, rot vehicle, and qua is right. So you need to give way to vehicles on the right, and by is goal, gone is first. So let the vehicles on the right go first. It's basically the same as it is in English. But Thais don't do this on roundabouts. It's just everyone for themselves, me first, and there's no concept of right of way or giving way. There's also no concept of stopping at pedestrian crossings, even though at some pedestrian crossings there are signs telling drivers to stop. Some years ago, I was travelling in the back of a Songtel, these pickup trucks with seats in the back. And all of a sudden, the driver braked really hard and all the passengers were thrown forward. And when I looked to see what happened, there were two middle-aged Farang women who had seen this black and white stripy thing on the road and assumed that it was somewhere safe to cross. In Thailand, it's not. Drivers will not stop at pedestrian crossings, so when you're crossing the road, be very, very careful. And if there's one available, use the overhead pedestrian walkway. Most Thais just refer to traffic lights as phai dang, but it's not the proper term. Technically, this term is more accurate. Sanyan phai jarajon. Unfortunately, many Thais regard stopping at traffic lights as being optional. So, just like the pedestrian crossings, when you encounter traffic lights, you have to be very careful. As you enter Burma from Thailand, there are signs telling you to drive slowly and to drive on the right-hand side. Many Thais drive at breakneck speed and they drive on whichever side of the road is most convenient. When you're about to enter a slip lane to join a dual carriageway, the last thing you expect is a car coming the other way. But in Thailand, you have to expect the unexpected. Once you get used to the way Thais drive, it does actually get safer because you know what to expect and it's a lot easier to avoid the idiots. Lots of tourists get involved in road accidents in Thailand. They arrive on vacation, rent motorbikes, don't wear crash helmets, and even though they might be quite experienced drivers back where they live, they don't have a clue how Thais drive. If you have no experience of driving in Thailand and you decide to rent a vehicle while on vacation, just be very, very careful, especially if it's a motorbike. I've seen so many bike accidents in Thailand and some have been very serious. I have photos a lot more graphic than this, but they're too graphic for YouTube and they would get this video banned. But never underestimate the danger on Thai roads. The government organises frequent road safety campaigns, but the result of these is just words and signs when what's really needed is action. But don't let any of this deter you. You don't need to be overly worried, just be very cautious. As with all countries, there are good and bad aspects about living somewhere. There are good things about living in Thailand, but unfortunately road safety isn't one of them. A bit of a different style of video today, but if you have any comments, questions or suggestions about the Thai language or about any other aspect of living in Thailand, please leave them below. Thanks for watching and there will be another video soon.